Hey guys, it is time for another Sunday Fun Day and we are super jazzed about it. Brendin's brother, MJ, is gonna come by and drop off our ditch witch to borrow, which I'm so stoked for. And yeah, it should be a good day, so let's get to it. Look at how good our ginger looks. It's all organic ginger. It was in bigger pieces and I just cut it down into more compact sections, and then I left it so that the ends could dry out so that it's not wet ends. And I left them in under our stairs in a dark, like room temperature space for a couple months so that they would pop under there. I did the same thing with our potatoes.
Top part is a lavender cold foam. It's wonderful.
It tastes like the earth.
Sounds creepy.
Cody, what do you have?
Coffee.
Coffee on the plainest order.
It's good.
2 cream, 2 sugar.
What are you doing, Brendin?
I'm fixing the things so Emily doesn't rage.
Yes. I am mixing compost in with our potting soil so that we can plant our ginger, which I'm like, I've tried a couple times, okay? I have tried to grow ginger a couple times, and each time I get a little more successful, but it's never been super amazing. So this is the mother tuber that we started with. This little babe here should have, if I was doing everything it wanted, it should have grown a whole bunch more. So you can see this is the new tender stuff here. But unfortunately, it just didn't happen, which is okay. It's a lesson learned. This is my second time trying to grow ginger, and both times I kind of ignored it in the garden, which happens sometimes, you know. You do your best, but sometimes things get missed. And these poor little ginger are definitely some of the things that got missed. So I spent a lot of time this winter sort of researching it. The internet is hard though, because there's so many differing opinions, you know? Like I always thought that like ginger is a rhizome. So you want to plant ginger this way. This is how I've always known it to be. This is how I've done it in the past. The ginger is here. It will grow out other chunks this way. These shoots will come up. You know, it's a whole thing. But I watched a bunch of videos of this dude planting it this way, which I'm like, no, sir, that's not how I've ever been taught. Well, I've never been taught. I just keep researching it and doing a half-assed good job. So this year, I am going to do my very best to do as some of my favorite books explain it. So that is planting it horizontally, cutting down slightly bigger sections. So whereas last year I cut my sections down to more of this size for the majority of it, I left a lot of bigger sections this year. Also, I am going to be getting them a much shadier spot. So everything that I understand is it's a 10-month growing season. It wants to be hot and humid. It wants good drainage, but it I don't know. It wants a lot of things. It wants to live in the jungle, under some jungle trees. So what we're doing right now is mixing in compost so it has rich food. We have some perlite in there and some mycorrhizal fungi so that it's gonna have a lot of drainage and a lot of activity in the soil. And then we're just gonna hope for the best. That's it. Fingers crossed. It is like a chainsaw. That thing is serious.
It's heavy.
Hi.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Oh, good. Been a while.
It does look like a chainsaw.
Yeah, it's
definitely a chainsaw for the ground.
That kind of blows my mind. Oh my God. What? Is this for reals? That's heavier than I anticipated. We bought 10 gallons of hydraulic fluid.
10 gallons? That's
We
a
did-
decent amount.
We
I
have
need
to
it
do the
for
tractor too, but
the tractor takes almost 7.
I was like 10 gallons.
So
Like this is
Yeah.
so much.
AW46 or AW32 or something like that.
We got the stuff that says tractor. Oh, there's actually a witch on it. Is actually a witch flying a shovel over the moon. I mean,
Well, this is what, a 2-bank valve? Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Just
wonder
2.
if I got anything at work. Because this is
It's
just,
leaking from so this is the lift. This is the tilt for the bucket. This is the lift for
Okay.
it, and it's leaking from here. I could feel it slowly starting to not work,
yeah.
and then all of a sudden it was just like I had no lift whatsoever.
Also, okay.
It would return, right, and it would
So it's
obviously
just
come down.
bypassing then.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because this handle dropped down inside and pull and push on a spool.
Yeah.
That's just got 2 slots in it that just directs oil flow to each port.
Yeah.
So it's probably the seal in the end of the block then.
It's gone.
Yeah.
So what do you think? Just replace the whole thing, or
I would price it out at least to start with. Well, you've got good stamping on it. You could probably just Google this A1X2.
just the part number?
Yeah, just the block. That'll give you the assembly number, and you can probably find an O-ring kit for it. Or just to start with, take the 2 Allen keys out and have a look inside and see if the O-ring popped. They're not hard to take apart, and there's no like spring-em-a thing in there. There'll be a spring on this end
Yeah.
that makes the spool return back to
so
center.
it's-
There's definitely going to be some seals in between here, right?
Yeah.
Because oil's flowing across, and then you're moving that spool back and forth, which is just basically orifices in there, and that directs it to each one of these ports.
For where it's going.
Exactly.
on today's episode of What the Heck is Going On Here, we've made it halfway to Chilliwack, and the truck is acting up. It's pulling to the left while we're driving, pulling to the right while we're braking, and it smells hot, hot, hot. So we are making a detour to a mechanic. Okay, so we're back home. Cody's gonna order the things he needs off of Rock Auto, but it could take a couple weeks for it to get here. So we're gonna be truckless. Like, we can drive around here a little bit. Like, I could still use the truck around the farm, but we're not gonna be able to use it to go get plants and do all the things and go help Rupert in Chilliwack like we were planning on. I just love that it's like, I don't know, noon, and we've already had to shift gears 3 times from plan to plan to plan. So here we go. Pivot, pivot. We've got this. Okay, so the plan has changed so many times. I'm running out of steam, but these trays need to get planted, and the rain stopped, so I'm gonna be productive and I'm gonna get stuff done. Okay, so we've got a bunch of our annuals, our food crops, you can see mixed in with our perennials now. So that right there, that is a horseradish, and it's gonna get huge. It's gonna get big and tall and just overtake this whole space. And when it does, by the time it's done that, these will have already been eaten. So while these broccoli are doing their thing and we're breaking them off and snapping them, by the time this plant gets to here, we'll have eaten all of this stuff and can just let it die back naturally and, you know, trap carbon and feed the soil and do all the good things. Same with this here. So there's some more broccoli. I just planted it, so it's a little bit sad looking. But you can see that we planted the broccoli in here. This plant is going to get tall. That plant is going to get tall. Those plants are going to get tall. And then we're going to plant dahlias here. So there's going to be dahlias in front of it. So by the time everything gets big and tall and fills the space, we'll have eaten what's in here. But in the meantime, it's a great filler, so it cuts down on weeds, it holds and locks in moisture, and it locks in carbon. So it's doing 4 really awesome things for us because it's also feeding us. Okay guys, I cannot believe how well this worked. I propagated these haskaps, and like this is just the cuttings that I took when I pruned. I don't know if you guys saw the episode where I pruned the haskaps, but I took what was left over and my friend and I cut them and just plunked them in here. Like it's just kind of along the creek here. We just kind of plunked a bunch of them in so that they would get a good drink, and they're flowering. Like there's not even any roots or anything. They're just flowering. Could you imagine? If we got berries this year off of these propagations, like there's no way, right? It's flowering already, but like there's no way we're gonna get berries on it from a stick in the ground. Like there's no way. Is there a way? Stay tuned. So we're gonna pot it up so that it can start its life in there. And then once this kind of gets full, we might move a lot of them over into those greenhouses and put some shade cloth. Thank you, sir. And then in the fall, like winterish, when it's finishing off, we'll move them all back into here and we'll crank the heat. This is my goal. Sorry. Oh, that's okay. I dusted you. Okay, so we've mixed in the compost and we've got all the stuff in here that we need. So basically, it's just like a scoop. And I want a good amount of distance from the top so that when I water and feed, it can fill right up and soak right in so that I can get like a really good deep saturation of it. So ideally, I'd say we've got about, ideally, I'd say we've got about this much soil. Sure. And then we can kind of pass it down the lines. When I'm doing this, basically, like it's right there. Yep. Right? Yep. Just a dusting. Yeah. So then it's just gonna be 3 pieces of ginger to a pot. Is that what you're saying? Well, the roots will go down as well, but they will spread sideways and hopefully fill the pot with the rhizome. So it's like, but their little feeder roots will go down a bit. Everything I read, they want like a 12-inch deep pot is ideal if you're gonna do them in pots. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, the first year I did them, they were not very successful at all. The second year I did them, they were pretty successful, but watering this whole farm with one hose had me, some things were a little, you know, yeah.
We're still walking this whole farm with a hose.
We are still walking, but we have the ditch witch, Cody. The problem is about to be solved. And that little sucker.
So,
Yes, go on.
Yes.
the chicken coop that we are converting half into wood storage
Yes.
needs a lot of work.
How much are we talking?
I need to shore it up and put a lot of new wood in there.
We can't just plywood over it like we thought?
No, the back side of it needs a lot of work, or else there's a distinct possibility it could cave in.
Oh.
Huh. Well, let's go investigate that.
It's slightly more rotten than we thought. This whole back board that's actually holding the floor up, that was a joist that big, is, well, it's that.
Yeah.
This is rotten.
What kind of sorcery is it? I don't even know how this is possible.
It's floating there.
Oh no!
What the heck? Yeah, it's floating. Yeah.
What the hell? No, it's a permanent thing. We need a permanent spot to put our wood. It's not going there. It's not going there. It's not going there. So
A list of places not to put it,
It can't go
but
into
no
that
place
other
of
room.
where to put it.
That can't be a woodshed.
no, thank you.
Why not?
Because the room is full of stuff and we'll have to empty out that stuff and find somewhere else for it to be. It can't just be in here.
Isn't there a bunch of stuff in there that just needs to like go away anyway? Like garbage? I feel like there's a bunch of stuff in there that's just garbage.
Why can't we just do my forking idea? Which one? Which one? He asks. The original? Babe.
Walking away.
Babe.
I'm walking away.
Cody.
No.
Damn it. I'm not making you dinner. We were just going to jimmy rig that so that it works. Like, we have lots of bricks. We could stack bricks and put them under there to hold it up. We could throw some plywood down, but he doesn't think that it's safe enough to hold the weight of all the wood.
You'd have to put another beam underneath the whole floor to the foundation, and that would probably be strong enough.
It's a good idea. It's a good idea. Because, like, I have jimmy rigged pieces of tarp, the little pieces of tarp that we have over the tips of those cabins more times than I can count.
We'll do that, and they're heavy.
Yeah.
They're heavy, so that.
Okay, I mean, that makes sense to me. There's things in there, though, like, I feel like it's going to be a whole trailer load of dump run if we go through that room.
It's fine.
And then we have to break down, there's like the table thing that's built in there. And then we need to leave space for that power box because that power box has to get looked at when Andrew comes. Okay?
Okay, so let's do it.
Brick!
So after much deliberation, what have we settled on?
We have settled on what I think is the best idea. We're gonna clear out the north side of what is the woodshed. We're gonna take some of the building material we have on the north side and put it in the south side and condense all the building material that's in there. And any garbage that's in the north side is gonna come out, and we're gonna clear that all out, and that's gonna turn into an actual wood storage shed. So these are the big bladders, and these things weigh a ton. They're so heavy.
There you go, showing off again.
They're heavy.
Hey, babe. Where are we headed? Can you sound a little more excited?
We're going to Aleya's.
What are we going to do?
The same thing I do every day. Paint.
Cody.
I'm going to paint the nursery.
It's exciting! It turned out so beautiful. And then Cody signed it, Uncle Cody. And I cried. We were like working away. And as we were working, all of a sudden I was like, just like overwhelmed with emotion. I'm like, guess what? When you put little Squish to bed, you can tell them to make a wish on it. They'll be able to wish on a different star every night. And we all just, it was a whole thing, but it was so beautiful. It was wonderful. And while Cody was working on lots of the solo stuff in the room, I got to fit Aleya for her maternity dress.
Because that's coming up soon too.
Dude, it's gonna be so much fun. Like the dresses that we liked were hundreds of dollars. Like hundreds of dollars. There was one that was $900 that was quite
beautiful, I bet.
Beautiful. And I was like, none of us have that in our budget. Like none of us.
Yeah.
So Jolene and I went to a secondhand store and we got some old ass granny curtains, like lace, for real, lace granny curtains. We spent $6.
Yeah, you did.
Yes, we spent $6 on granny doily stuff. And then Aleya had this cute little like bralette or whatever, like a white bralette. And so I just fitted everything to the bralette. So I just made this whole thing and it's got layers of layers of lace, and then it comes in the back and has this peep in the back, and it comes out with this big, beautiful train. Like it is
stunning.
It's stunning.
Oh my.
It's so beautiful. And it was $6.
You guys are ballers on budgets, man.
I'm pretty excited about it. I'll be honest, I was pretty stoked.
Yeah.
Because when I bought all the shit, I was like, I don't know if this is going to be the most ghetto thing we've done. Or if it's going to be cool, you know? Like there's a good chance that it was going to look like a grandma curtain sewn to a pregnant lady. Which is not what we're going for, right? We are going for whimsy, forest, fairy, mother of the universe. Yeah. This is what we're going for. Not you tripped over Granny's curtains. So I think we achieved it. I think it's going to be pretty cool.
I can't wait to see it.
Oh man, we're going to do some fun stuff. It's kind of up in the air. Our original plan was to do it in the circle. But because of all the things that have kind of changed and gone on, we're not sure if we might just do a little sort of mini maternity shoot in the Galaxy nursery and do something small at Aleya's place. And then once little Squish comes and all the flowers are blooming here, then we'll do like a new baby photo shoot here instead. So all the plans that we kind of had for maternity shoots might turn into new baby shoot.
So this is the junk pile.
That's the garbage / burn pile.
Oh, it's starting to look like a big empty shed now.
Yeah, a big, empty, perfectly usable shed. Holy man. They made sure this wasn't...
6 inches?
Yeah, they made sure this wasn't going anywhere. You can live in here.
Someone could, yeah.
Yeah. Someone.
It's my dog house.
Yeah.
We need more manure.
That's okay. Just pour the dirt into here, mix it all up, and it's all good. We're gonna water these in, and then we're gonna get them into the greenhouse there. So we just kind of have to tidy off the shelves a little bit.
This stuff that Emily and I took off of this pear tree, that's all gonna get saved for either the smoker or for wood chips for other stuff. And then the stuff that we took off of this big cherry tree is the same thing. We're gonna save all of that for the smoker.
Your timing is impeccable. Can you please dust the branches off the table and carry them because lunch is ready. Unnecessary sticks. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. I tried.
You have a wonderful rest of your day.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm sure we'll see you guys again real soon.
Yes, absolutely. I thought it was a weed, so I pulled it. What is it? I think it's garlic. You want a nibble?
Yep.
Okay, so I think we reached the end of our day. We got so much accomplished and it was so beautiful. MJ came and dropped off the ditch witch so we can do the irrigation next weekend. We got our ginger planted and into the greenhouse, which is awesome. We did some troubleshooting with where the wood is gonna go, which, you know, is always challenging, but hey, that's cool. And now I'm just gonna harvest some of these beautiful nettles for dinner tonight. And then I'm gonna hop over there and help Cody finish unloading the wood because, let's face it, that's gonna take a while. So I hope you guys enjoyed what we got up to this week. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Lots of love.